Evil disciple, you're looking for death. Her Majesty the Empress was furious, slamming the table as she stood up, a faint blood-red light flickering in her fox-like eyes. The unique aura of the half-saint realm erupted along with her towering rage. This dog-like thing, what gall, to dare defy her and even want to be her son's stepfather. He was truly seeking death. Even though Wu Feiyan's cultivation had entered the reincarnation stage, rendering her unable to use a shred of her power, she could still simulate the oppressive aura of the half-saint realm perfectly. It just lacked any actual lethality. Feeling the terrifying aura from the paper tiger, Cao Meng's smile grew even wider. In the past, if he had dared to speak to her like this, he would have been pounded into meat paste long ago. But now, she could only rely on false bravado. It seemed his appraisal technique was correct. She was weakened, taking 2 quick steps toward Wu Feiyan. Enough, master, stop putting on an act. If you could kill your disciple, why would you only use your mouth instead of your hands? You... Wu Feiyan's stunningly beautiful face instantly turned pale. What did this rebellious disciple mean? Could it be that he knew? How is that possible? The secret of the yin-yang reincarnation, heaven-reaching art was known only to her in this world. It was absolutely impossible for him to know. Evil disciple, for the sake of our 10 years as master and disciple, I shall spare you this once. Get out. I'll pretend today never happened, Wu Feiyan shouted, her voice sharp, but her heart weak. Still acting, master? You have a broad mind. It seems you can hide quite a lot. Cao Meng sneered, suddenly flipping over the peerless prodigy before him. Then he sat down on the phoenix bed. Her Majesty the Empress's face turned completely white. It was over. She couldn't keep up the act anymore. She couldn't intimidate this evil disciple anymore. Where exactly did things go wrong? How did he see through her weakness? Also, how did this kid seem like a different person? Where did his past gentleness, kindness, and humility go? No, she had to find a way to stabilize this evil disciple first. The disguised Empress. Cao Meng continued, As for our master-disciple bond? Hey, master, ask yourself, in these 10 years, have you ever truly treated me as your disciple? Evil disciple. Wu Feiyan forced herself to sit up, looking at Cao Meng with shame and anger. In these 10 years, I have devoted myself to your cultivation, even spending a fortune to forge 7 spirit swords for you. Shut up, Cao Meng shouted angrily, interrupting her. He then grabbed her snow-white swan neck, his face looking fierce and malevolent. 7 spirit swords? Heh. Those 7 spirit swords were prepared for that trash son of yours, weren't they? I'm nothing more than a tool you selected. Wu Feiyan, you are truly vicious. Making me nourish the swords for your precious son is one thing, but on the day the swords are complete, you even wanted to sacrifice my blood-spirit sacred body to the swords, using my life to enhance their quality. Are you even human? And now you've discovered that my fiancée has extraordinary talent and a special physique, so you've started plotting against her too. You won't rest until you've squeezed every last drop of my blood dry. For that precious son of yours, you really are capable of anything. Cao Meng became more and more agitated as he spoke, his expression turning increasingly hideous. The more he thought about it, the more he felt it wasn't worth it for his original self. 10 years of master-disciple bond? Have you forgotten how your disciple showed his filial piety to you? Meeting Cao Meng's angry gaze, Her Majesty the Empress's eyes flickered with avoidance. Her mind was filled with 100,000 whys. How did this evil disciple find out? Her 4 great disciples all knew about the sword nourishing, but with their loyalty, how could they have betrayed her? As for killing Cao Meng to sacrifice to the swords afterward, that was only a thought in her heart. She had never spoken of it to anyone. How did he see through it? This was simply too terrifying. In these 10 years she had treated Cao Meng reasonably well, but that well was predicated on him being able to nourish the spirit swords for her precious son, allowing her son to become a dragon overnight. Ancient sword cultivators used blood to nourish swords. This was an ancient method, and the process was extremely arduous and painful. Furthermore, using the blood of an ordinary cultivator was far less effective than using a blood-spirit sacred body. As a mother, she wanted her son to become a dragon overnight, while also wanting him to live a comfortable and carefree life, so she could only let the tool, Cao Meng, do it. Wu Feiyan was indeed the Empress Regent of the Wuzhou dynasty. After a brief moment of panic, she calmed down. Her fox-like eyes were filled with contempt. Cao Meng, this is an era of great conflict. The survival of the fittest is an unshakable law. If you were in my position, you would do the same. Cao Meng nodded slightly. Fine. To be so shamelessly self-righteous, today your disciple has truly learned something. Enough! The Empress Yan Wufeian snorted coldly. Since you brought everything into the open, then I shall stop hiding it. I will give you a chance. Take your 7 spirit swords and get lost. For the sake of our master-disciple relationship, I can swear upon the heavenly Tao that today's matter shall be forgotten. Forgotten? You're even bringing out a heavenly Tao oath? Cao Meng sneered, his palm slowly cupping her exquisite snow-white face as he spoke from above. Master, can I interpret these words as a disguised plea for mercy? A heavenly Tao oath had a very strong binding force on cultivators above the core realm. It could only be broken once one reached the saint realm. Wu Feiyan, as the empress ruling the Wuzhou dynasty, was naturally no fool. In this situation, there was no other way but to temporarily compromise with Cao Meng. Pleading for mercy? Hey, do you think I need to plead for mercy from an ant like you? Her Majesty the Empress tilted her exquisite face up, her fox-like eyes filled with arrogance. Rebellious disciple, I am temporarily unable to use my cultivation, but if you dare to touch me even once, I guarantee you won't walk out of this Picshang Hall. Moreover, your cow family will vanish into thin air because of your ignorance. Do you believe me? Cao Meng chuckled, his finger brushing across her cheek and passing over her red lips. Her Majesty the Empress has such a grand female majesty. You've scared your daddy here to death. Master, tell me, if your senior sister, Si-Ching Xuan, knew that your yin-yang reincarnation, heaven-reaching art, had entered the reincarnation stage, would she directly storm the imperial palace and take your pretty little head? You used to sneak attack to steal the sect's supreme treasure back then. Your senior sister shouldn't have forgotten that grudge. Besides, you have quite a few enemies at the White Deer Academy, don't you? The vice dean from the great Liang dynasty, Xuanyuan Baiji. You seem to have ordered someone to poison her with the 10 absolute poisons. Although it didn't kill her, it left her with an incurable ailment. Over the years, to gather resources for your precious son, you've wiped out many families and clans. If those remnants knew that you, the Empress, had lost your cultivation, would they take action? If things go wrong, your precious son might just kick the bucket. And those restless noble families in the Wuzhou dynasty, if they knew this news, would they rise up and attack together? You should know that once the reincarnation period ends, you will enter the saint realm. By then, it will be difficult for them to act. The more the Empress Yan heard, the uglier her face became. As the Empress Regent, sitting in this position meant she was destined to have enemies all over the world. Not to mention she had been unscrupulous for the sake of her precious son, making many enemies. Once the news of her cultivation entering the reincarnation stage was known by these people, the trouble would be immense. You actually know the secret of the yin-yang reincarnation heaven-reaching art? The secret of the yin-yang reincarnation heaven-reaching art was known to no one else in the world, not even her exceptionally talented senior sister. How did this evil disciple know? This was too terrifying. For a moment, a hint of fear appeared in Wu Feiyan's eyes as she looked at Cao Meng, the fear of the unknown. As for how your disciple knows, Master doesn't need to know. A demonic smile appeared on Cao Meng's face. What's important is, Master, you wouldn't want these things to be known by others, would you? Rebellious disciple, what do you want to do? Facing Cao Meng's fierce gaze, Wu Feiyan's eyes showed a hint of panic. In this situation, Her Majesty the Empress, who had always been high and mighty, finally couldn't remain calm. Her slender yet voluptuous figure trembled slightly, and beads of sweat subtly seeped from her forehead. What this disciple wants to do, Master, aren't you very clear about it in your heart? Cao Meng's handsome face carried a hint of playfulness. Evil disciple. Empress Yan Wu Feiyan glared at Cao Meng, her voice feigning sternness. If you dare to touch me, I guarantee I'll fight you to the death. Fight to the death? Cao Meng chuckled, hooked her chin, and his gaze swept over her shapely figure from head to toe. I see the fish, but where's the fishing net? Cao Meng, I advise you to calm down. Wu Feiyan gritted her silver teeth, continuing her desperate struggle. Whatever you want, you can ask for it. Heaven and earth treasure, divine martial arts, as long as I have it, I can give it to you. Looking at Wu Fei'an's helpless, scared, and pitiable appearance, Cao Meng's smile grew wider. Hey, in this situation, this disciple suddenly thought of the monkey who wreaked havoc in the heavenly palace. Ah? Wu Fei'an was stunned. The legend of the great sage of the Yao race wreaking havoc in the heavenly palace also existed in this realm, but Wu Fei'an didn't understand what this evil disciple's words meant. Cao Meng laughed heartily. That monkey froze the 7 fairies, but then turned around to pick peaches. Ha! You, evil disciple, how dare you? Wu Fei'an was so frightened that she covered the proud swell of her chest with both hands. Master, there's nothing in this world that this disciple dares not do. Cao Meng's tone was gentle, and his fingers ran through her hair. Master, please. This disciple has a hidden talent that urgently needs Master's help to activate. Buzzer. Inside Pixiang Hall, red candles flickered in the wind. Wu Fei'an, luck value minus 1,000. Luck value plus 1,000. Several hours later, under the guidance of his master, who possessed a half-saint realm foundation, Cao Meng contentedly completed the development of his hidden attributes. 1 word, satisfying. 2 words, extremely satisfying. Cao Meng straightened his robes, looking with smug satisfaction at his master, Empress Yang Wu Fei'an, who was on the phoenix couch with her feet together and her arms wrapped around her knees. He saw that her foxy eyes were filled with resentment and killing intent. Hey, Cao Meng chuckled. He brought up his attribute panel. Attribute panel, name, Cao Meng, courtesy name, Demeng, looks, 99, cultivation, 9th layer of the Qi realm, 65%, comprehension ability, heaven grade, high grade, talent, blood, spirit, sacred body, saint grade, sacred body, saint talents, talent, plunder, plundering once consumes 500 destiny value. Opportunity exchange, consuming a certain amount of destiny value, allows for the interception others' opportunities out of thin air. Successfully suppressing a person with great luck once can obtain their luck value. Appraisal technique can appraise the attributes of people and items, with surprisingly effective results. Relationship interaction, Wu Fei'an, destiny value, 6,980, 6th-layer destiny holder, plunderable. Exchange information 1. Young Master Zhang, the sect leader of Dragon Tiger Mountain, was forced by Prince of Yanbei Shu Longwu to condense his lifelong cultivation into a Dragon Tiger golden elixir and offer it to Shu Tian, the heir of the Prince of Yanbei. Currently, the Dragon Tiger Golden Elixir is being escorted by experts from Dragon Tiger Mountain to the Yanbei Royal Residence. Dragon Tiger Golden Elixir, exchangeable, consumes 500 destiny value. 2. Yang Xuan, the chief disciple of Hanging Temple, excavated an ancient tomb from the pre-Qin era and discovered the ancient 7 profound sword formation armor. Exchangeable, requires 500 destiny value. 3. The third prince of Northern Wei, Yuan Hao, discovered an ancient female cultivator's ice coffin, suspected to be the body of a mighty expert. Exchangeable, requires 2,000 destiny value. Awesome! Looking at the attribute panel before him, Cao Meng's face broke into a wide smile. Having completed the suppression of his master, Her Majesty the Empress, his cultivation directly increased from the 4th layer of the Qi realm to the 9th layer, and the cultivation of the 9th layer had already accumulated to 65%. He was just a little bit away from attempting a breakthrough to the core realm. After breaking through to the core realm, he would be able to fly in the air. It had to be said, the Supreme Yin Saint body and his pure Yang sacred body were truly a perfect match. Their first encounter resulted in an explosive chemical reaction. Of course, the most important thing was gaining an opportunity for talent plunder and opportunity exchange. Dragon Tiger Golden Elixir, 7 profound formation armor, and ancient female corpse. Exchanging this female corpse actually requires 2000 luck value. The famous Dragon Tiger Golden Elixir, a supreme treasure that makes one a dragon overnight, only needs 500 points. What is the origin of this female corpse in the ice coffin? Cao Meng was filled with doubt. The Dragon Tiger Golden Elixir of Dragon Tiger Mountain requires cultivating the Dragon Tiger Mountain's Guardian Treasure Manual, the 5 Thunder Vajra art, to the peak of the core realm, and then expending one's lifelong essence, blood, and cultivation to condense it. This elixir can be passed on to disciples, allowing those with no cultivation to gain the power of the core realm out of thin air. Afterward, they only need to diligently cultivate for a period of time, transforming the Dragon Tiger Golden Elixir's cultivation into their own, thus creating a peerless expert out of thin air. This method is usually only employed by the sect leader of Dragon Tiger Mountain before their lifespan is nearing its end. The recipient of the elixir is naturally a top talent within the Dragon Tiger Mountain sect, and there has never been a precedent for it to be passed on externally. However, the current sect leader of Dragon Tiger Mountain, young Master Zhang, is in his prime. Yet he was coerced by Prince of Yanbei-shu Longwu, forced to discard 100 years of cultivation to fulfill the desires of that young master who only knew how to idle all day. The 7 profound sword formation armor. This item belongs to the category of sword formation treasures useless to him. The ancient ice coffin and female corpse, he couldn't afford to exchange for them yet. Furthermore, these 2 items are not one-time consumables. He could still exchange for them later if the opportunity arose. Only this Dragon Tiger Golden Elixir was about to fall into the hands of that dog young master. By then, there would be no chance to exchange for it. My dear son, I'm sorry, but your father will enjoy this Dragon Tiger Golden Elixir for you. On the phoenix couch, Wu Feian's foxy eyes looked at the evil disciple opposite her, who was grinning foolishly as if he had eaten bee droppings. Her resentful gaze held a hint of complexity. At this moment she felt a lazy weariness throughout her body. Scene after scene flashed through her mind like a movie. Was that crazy woman who had just madly used her ultimate techniques and almost suppressed the beast truly herself? Also, after this battle, although she still couldn't use any cultivation, she could clearly feel that the true essence within her had grown much stronger. Tui, 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 Wu Feian, what are you thinking? This beast is audacious and ruined my son's grand plan to become a dragon. He deserves to die 1,000 deaths. Thinking of this, Wu Feian's pretty face turned cold. Beast, get out now. Get out? Cao Meng leaned close to Wu Feian, lifted her fair chin and chuckled. If this disciple leaves now, Master will probably summon the palace's top experts to tear this disciple into 10,000 pieces, won't you? A hint of panic flashed in Wu Feian's eyes. Then what do you want? If you have the guts, kill me now. Kill you. Cao Meng shook his head, his fingers running through her hair. Master, what nonsense are you speaking? This disciple is too busy showing filial respect to you. How could I kill you? Then he casually walked to a nearby table, sat down, took out a sketchbook and picked up a brush. You, what do you want to do? Cao Meng's actions completely baffled Empress Yan. At this moment you want to draw with me? Wu Feian had long known that this evil disciple was skilled at painting. The paintings of court ladies and landscapes in Pixiang Hall were all drawn by this evil disciple to show filial respect to her. Could it be? With a hint of apprehension, Wu Feian clutched her waist, frowned, and leaned closer. The evil disciple's brush moved like flying, and the scenes in her mind appeared vividly in the sketchbook, page after page. A full 72 pages. Every frame was a masterpiece. No, it should be called a work of art. If this guy hadn't cultivated the martial Tao, with his superb painting skill alone, he could have become immensely wealthy, right? So beautiful as so I'm actually this beautiful? Subconsciously, a thought of self-admiration flashed through Wu Feian's mind. It was truly too beautiful. Her appearance, depicted by this evil disciple, was so lifelike. Suddenly Wu Fan shivered. Damn it, what am I thinking? What is this scoundrel